Hi, this is Edward Troxel. In today's tutorial we're going to learn how to group events on the timeline so that when you move one of them they all move together. When we add an event to the timeline in Vegas and we move one piece of that event, the audio, for example, if we move the video portion, the audio portion will move with it. Similarly, if we add another event to the timeline, move either the video or the audio, and the other piece will move with it. So if we move either piece, both pieces move together. But what happens if we would want all four of these pieces to all move at the same time? Well, we can take these and select them and then press G, and that will group them all together. Now when I move any of those pieces, they will all move at the same time. But we can also do this when using a script. To do this using a script, we just need to add a little bit of code after adding the events to the timeline. In this case, I'm just going to drop a bunch of images on the timeline, and then we're going to select a few of them and then let the program group all of them together, grouping all of the selected ones. Naturally, you can do this as you're adding new events to the timeline. So if your program is adding several events to the track, you can then have it automatically group all of those pieces together. And in fact, we did that on a very early script here, if you go back and look at the stereo split script. So let's look at the code necessary to do this. From here up is our standard code that we've been using in all of our scripts, and after all of our standard code we can now start adding our new stuff. The first thing we want to do is create a new variable that is of type track event group. So we're going to just call this group, GRP, and it's going to be a new track event group. Then we need to add this group to the list of groups in Vegas. So we go to myvegas.project.groups.add, and then we add this group. Next, we're going to go through each of the tracks in the project. Then we will go through each event on that track. If that event happens to be selected, then we're going to add this event to that group. So let's see how that works. Here I've created a project with several selected events. Now we can run the script and it will group all of these selected events. Now if I take this event and move it, notice it moves by itself because it wasn't part of the selected events. But if I grab this one and move it, now all of the ones that were selected with this one will all move at the same time. So each one of these will move when I select any of these. But if I select any of the ones that were not selected, then I can move them around and nothing will happen. Grab any of these, they will all move. So as you can see, grouping a bunch of events on the timeline is a very easy process. And this is something that I do when adding events through the script to begin with. That way, if I add, say, an audio plus a video, then I can group the audio and video together so that they would move together like they normally would if you just drag it to the timeline. But you can group any selection of events you wish to group. And this script makes it very easy to do that. Please sign up at www.jettv.com and subscribe on YouTube to get further notifications on when new videos are presented.